Hello, people from all places and races. We um, we are here to talk about an important subject that is something that I've had on my mind for the last few months, and today I'm going to explain why I decided to stay a bit longer inside the platform, even though I've mentioned that I was going to be leaving social media back on June 30th, and it's a lot to discuss right now. So, in retrospective, I mentioned Twitter particularly that after June 30th, I was no longer going to be active on social media, and the huge goodbye was going to be everything that was done for Rabbits Fandom Day, which was honestly one heck of a fantastic celebration. It was I'm really glad everyone got to love and appreciate everything that the Rabbits fandom is, and we got to work on all these distinct projects and these surprises for everyone. It's been a blast. But yeah, that was the plan initially, and probably just make like one or two videos announcing my retirement as a one final goodbye. That was the plan. But as you may have noticed, I've stayed a few more months extra, and out of nowhere, I started being much more active in September. And I want to probably talk about that. For starters, I want to clarify that, as mentioned in the other video, this is going to be the last month. By October 21st, the final video will be released, the compilation of gaming reviews for my friends, which is something I've been working on for over a year now. And that's gonna serve as the definitive goodbye to that. The channel will remain inactive, and all the other social media outlets I've been using will be deleted. Not to mention that um, I'll be uploading a bunch of videos that were, that were being worked on during this time, including the special gift for Raving Rabbit for her birthday on October 22nd. Probably will be released by October 20th. And the final shorts and some unscripted videos I've also been working on. But yes, after that, there are no more plans. The most we can see during this time period will be like one or two skits, maybe something that I had lying around I could upload here, but that will be it. Now, for a proper explanation, the reason I decided to stay was because of a series of concerns regarding the Rabbits fandom. That's one thing. Um, I've noticed a few things inside the community that I did not like. One of them being, for example, the offensive imagery that was done by one of our users, one of the Rabbits fans, Garasilovich, who recently had been doing some very offensive drawings with the rabbits involving right wing propaganda, Nazi imagery, as well as stuff related to Israel. And the attitude that he had was just very disrespectful. It was very nasty, and I just didn't like to engage with that. I not talked about it at all, and it's a thing that had it led me baffled. I've noticed a few things, but never gave it much importance at that point. But then I started noticing more, and just decided to cut ties. It was even reported by the Rabbits Out of Context account, by Magician Rabbit. It was even acknowledged by Piper, and it was even shared with me by Officer Apple. And that's the thing that certainly well, it's a bad it's a bad, you could say, it's a bad thing that happened. It's not that big of a deal. We handled it properly and correctly. There hasn't been any issue since, but this has left me concerned about all the things surrounding the fandom, and I've been very worried. I understand that it is weird that to say that you're concerned about a community, but I mentioned before that you mean everything to me. Like, the best years I've had all my life is thanks to the Rabbits fandom, and I have a love and appreciation for you all that is much bigger than one would imagine. So, these last few months, even though I haven't been very active on social media, I was contacting a series of users to make sure about certain things, as what was necessary, and see, make sure everything is going to be all right. Because I'm worried of what will happen if what's going to happen when I'm gone. Since, well, there most of the controversy that have occurred inside the community, but I've always had to be on top of it all. What happened with Kino regarding the tracing of Tara's art, or the conflict that was between Rabbit Edge's content, Miss Anna, and East Nintendo. The exposition towards the certain mature imagery towards the Rabbids fans that were minors at the time, and some of them still are. And yes, I feel that responsibility, and I've been concerned. But after many conversations, I do believe that things are going to be alright. Second thing that is, I guess, the second reason I decided to stay, it's related with the first one. It's a bit of the state of the fandom, and well, I've often thought about everything regarding the fandom and how everyone is just so incredibly quiet and everything is not much is happening. But I've been thinking about what was going to happen because, well, uh, not many people are doing rabbit stuff currently, and I guess part of me, since feel the sense of responsibility, I said, if I'm gonna be leaving, might as well just do everything I can one final time and just um, throw all the rabbits content that we could possibly do till the end. And that's when we decided to tackle a lot of these subjects and retake some old projects that have been on the back burner for some time. Like, for example, the two upcoming videos were unscripted, topics I wanted to talk about long ago, haven't been able to, and and mostly the shorts that have been done. They were thought for other stuff, but they were rewritten and decided to just turn them into shorts. But yes, um, I guess the reason, well, I guess the reason I decided to stay is just I'm worried about you all. I've been thinking that I don't know what's gonna happen when I'm gone. Some folks inside the community and folks that have worked on have noticed this. Not many, just a few. Mainly Willer. We talked about this briefly, and Hydro, who was certainly skeptical about a few things. He's been a bit defensive about what's my presence in the internet. Why am I still here? If you said already that you were going to leave, why are you now so active? And no, he was upset, and I totally understand his point, and I totally agree. It's hard a bit to explain because you know there are things I cannot share, and there are things that I cannot say as of now. There's also a few other reasons that I haven't shared yet of why I'm leaving, but I wanted to be honest and at least let them know that the truth is that I have to leave because I stayed because of the fandom, and I need to leave soon because I've got many obligations on my hand. I've been working on a special, more personal project, and well, I have to take care of some things around here. I'm not upset or even baffled or whatever regarding Hydro's attitude towards what I've been doing and how he's been very. He doesn't. I guess he didn't trust me in many aspects because, well, Hydro is a great fella. He's a great person. And unfortunately, he's someone whose nobility and sincerity has been mishandled by uh, some very bad people. He's been. He hasn't had a lot of luck in these last few years, and I totally understand his position. But yes, I'm gonna speak privately with him. Yes, that is what is going on. The reason I'm leaving is because of many obligations and some stuff that's happening around here where I live. And also, I must accept the fact that I cannot do it all and I cannot stay here forever. If it were for me, I could do stuff about this franchise and especially of the fandom for as long as I live. But I'm currently not in the condition to do that anymore. Stuff has become more and more complicated, schedules, obligations, a lot of stuff. And even then, I feel that everything has been possibly done. With even if we add on the extra stuff that was released after the Rabbits Fandom Day celebration, like about the Raymond shirt that we found, the one about video about Ubisoft Mexico, and all the shorts, we do believe we tackled everything a Rabbits tuber could ever tackle. We talked about the studios, the people that made it special. We talked about the games, the merch, the parks. Some of the stuff you'll see it, some of the stuff you have already seen it. But yes, and even then, the Rabbits fandom is growing up. Everyone here is moving on to their own projects. Yoru is going to college. Officer Apple is still in college. So the same things applies for Miles Doodles. Rabbit 214, haven't heard of her lately, but I do believe she's on her own stuff. Same goes for Raving. Willer's on a rebrand. Same goes for Razor. Aiden's with his job. We don't know where that fella is. Magician, Koopa Franiel. A lot of the people that we've got to know in the fandom are currently, putting their focus into other stuff. And even if I had all the energy in the world and all the wacky and crazy ideas, I feel that it's a sign for me to accept the change and move on because, well, it's just part of life. I don't think they'll be able to do this or be able to form part of this stuff forever, but yeah. I wish I could make one final thing so they can all be remembered. But I guess that will be if time decides if it's possible or not. But I'm not sad. I'm happy that everyone has been growing up and growing around with you folks has been fantastic. And being able to do all this stuff for you has been wonderful. I would have to accept something. I have to accept this reality, and I have to grow up as well. I mean, it would be interesting if there was a chance something could be done for the 20th anniversary of the Rabbits that is next year, but it's highly unlikely. Maybe I could like help on a secret project outside. I don't know, but I guess only time will tell. Anyways, I guess that's all we would like to share for today. It's been fantastic. If anyone would like to make any questions, my Discord and my Twitter are always open and will still be for the next few weeks until everything is definitely closed. We are very happy to have you. I hope you stick around for these last few projects. It's gonna be a blast, and I'll be able to say goodbye properly to all of you. I'm very happy I got to live with you all this wonderful experience. And yes, I'll see you around.